Just confirming y'all can hear us just fine.
Yep, we got you.
All right, thank you. We'll start with Wes, Mike, and Grant.
Rick, I know it's been a couple games now where it's gotten late and maybe Kennedy hadn't made some of the right decisions in terms of the pace and things like that. Is that just a freshman being a freshman in some cases?
I don't think there's any question he's learning on the job. He's got a lot to do. He was different today than he has been in some ways. I mean, there's no doubt he wanted to win badly and tried to do too much at times. And some of that has to do with when things aren't going well. And he's putting his head down. He made a couple obviously poor decisions at the rim where he's got to slow down with his speed. But overall, he fought today. He really did. And he'll learn. He will. But all this is new to him. And it's probably, like I've said before, for any freshman coming in, it's more difficult than they probably think. But I just like to fight today. I thought he put up a fight today.
Rick, are these last two games more about your team and the offense that they're currently playing in, or is it more about the way that the other two defenses for Ole Miss and LSU have played you guys?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're asking me.
Are the way the offense has gone the past two games more about your team and struggling, or is it more about what Ole Miss and LSU do defensively?
Mike, if you'd have told me that we were going to get to the free throw line 37 times and miss in that 2 1-and-1s, I would have told you we're going to win by 10. But we didn't make those shots. Do I think we're a good 3-point shooting team? We do. I mean, this team's tied a record or something with threes in a game. But with that said, do I want to see us be more effective on offense? Yes. Do I want to see us as a group get smarter? Yes. The thing that bothered me today was as much time as we talked about taking care of the ball. Again, same guys that normally don't do it, did it today, and it hurt us a couple different times. But I think they scored 22, 24 points off their turnovers. And we had 13, what was it? They scored 23 off of their turnovers, and we scored 13. And you think about some of the shots that we threw up there, but some of our turnovers were just easy baskets for them. I mean, there was nobody, just uncontested layups. And we throw it in bounds, we get it stolen, throw the ball at half court over somebody's head, they go down. Those are uncontested layups. And what did they shoot from the floor, Tom? And I don't know. I can think of 47%, and I can think of 4 of those right now. 5 of those. There's no defense for that. That's not being strong. That's not being tough for the ball. Again, that's just poor decisions, poor ball handling. You take those away, and those should right now this time of year you should not be making those kind of plays. Even though you got to give them credit, that's what they do. They do that, but it was the decisions where we did it and how we did it. Again, not being alert, and it goes back to. And I do know that some of these guys are in this, they've never been out there to do this, but still, I think we got to get tougher, in terms of understanding how hard it is to take care of the basketball and how hard it is to run really good offense, how disciplined you've got to be mentally. And I don't think we're there yet with the offense.
Rick, do you think this team plays tight with the number of turnovers, the missed shots?
I can't have to ask him that. I mean, I didn't feel like today. I was really proud of Uros and Olivier and Jemai Shaq. I mean, those guys. I mean, on the bench when we put Shaq in again, he just gets so absorbed in the team. Uros, same thing. I thought Uros played as hard as he could play today in his minutes. 15 minutes, he put up a great line. Oh, I told you last game he was doing that. We need more of that from more guys. Again, when they're not playing well, not get lost in themselves, get down on themselves. And if that means playing tight, that'll make you play tight. If you start worrying about, man, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, as opposed to just going from one play to the next. As long as you take good shots, good rhythm shots, and the shot that you practice, you can't coach anything about making a shot. You can't. The free throws now is extremely frustrating because, again, some of those threes we're able to get there and knock it out and drive. I mean, we did enough. Again, as bad as we were on offense, just make some free throws, take away a couple of the really silly turnovers. I mean, they're a good team. They do a good job. We're a good team. We got to be better. We got to get better. And I think we can get better, but it's frustrating with the way we played offense the other night. And again, basically on the other night, I can assure you we were tight the other night. Tonight, I didn't think we were tight. I just thought some guys got down on themselves because they had wide open shots and they weren't going in and they let it affect them.
Go next to Rob Lewis, Ryan Shumpert, and David Pascal.
Coach, how much pressure does it put on your guards when you get 12 points out of, Olivier had 9, but I mean, Fulke doesn't hit a field goal. How much pressure does it put on the 3-point shooting?
A lot, Rob. I mean, because, that's why with Kennedy, you got to, bless his heart, man. I mean, he's out there trying to do it. And we come out at halftime and try to do some things, but again, John gets the ball knocked away from him and you can't have those turnovers. And Josiah throws it in bounds quick one time and Zakai has no chance to catch it and turn around. Those kind of plays from older guys that's tough. It's tough. And again, that's what I'm talking about, where we need John to help us. If not, he needs to step aside. I'm telling you. I mean, we need him. We talked to him enough about it, and he's got to come out and know how people are playing, but he can't stand there with a team that we talked about all week that's going to reach, grab, poke at the ball, and let the ball stay away from his body. We keep talking to him about it, but he plays too vertical. He's got to get down and again, I just think it gets down to where he's got to play tougher, harder. I'm not going to say more physical because we're not asking him to do that, but we are asking him to do what he needs to do to get himself in space to play. But defensively, now rebounding wise, he's got to do that. I mean, if he does nothing but do that, that'll help us.
What went wrong for y'all in that first 5 minutes of the second half when things kind of seemed to get away?
Turnovers, again, being sloppy with the ball, understanding again. And it was I'm telling you, it's just, again, Kennedy mistakes. Yeah. I wish I could be in his head with him sometimes because, this is all new to him. But like I said, he needs some guys out there that he can look at and they're giving him confidence that, hey, but you know what, we need our older guys to show the kind of, we've talked about it, leadership. They've done it, but now they got to do it in a game, in these tight games where the way they carry themselves when they're not playing well, as opposed to getting just closed in on themselves. And it was obvious. That's why I was so proud of Shaq coming in the game, Jemiah coming in the game, because on the bench, he was live. It was really neat. He gave everybody. He went in and brought energy. If guys would just bring energy, the older guys just bring big time energy like that, we'll be fine. I promise you. I don't care how inept we look right now on offense, because we got shots. We had a lot of wide open shots. We didn't make them. That's part of it. But it's just, I still think we got to get tougher.
Rick, you're talking about the energy. You're talking about John, whether is he 100%? How close would you say he is, and how difficult is that bringing him back?
I don't know anything else about it. The other night after the game, he did say that he had practiced right after Christmas. He was fine. We were all surprised with what happened during the game the other night. We didn't know. We didn't know that, but he did feel like he was out of it. He just felt like he had no strength, no energy. That's how he felt. But I don't know. I think John's 23, 24 years old. He's got to know how to take care of his body. He's got to. And he's going to help us. I'm telling you, he's going to, we had thought he had really turned the corner prior to that. We thought he was playing well. When this happened a year ago, it took him a long time. We're hoping it's not like that. So if it is, we're going to have to make some changes. We're going to have to, because we've got to have energy. We've got to have guys out there, whether it's 90 seconds, bringing energy.
Finish up with Mike.
Rick, you said that this team has to get tougher and more disciplined at running an offense. How do you get there at this point in the season, this far into it?
Well, when I say mentally, what I mean by that is when things aren't going well, you do not let missed shots affect your game if you're taking good shots. Okay? You don't. And when shots aren't going in, And if you're a guy that's supposed to shoot the ball, if it's your job, when you got a wide open shot, you've got to shoot the ball. You've got to. Whether you think you're going to make it or not, if you're in your rhythm, you've got to shoot that shot. If not, you're going to end up turning it over somewhere, which we did. Like Kennedy played more minutes. I don't know what he played. He played a lot today, but what I did tell him, I told him this, you cannot let a guy, when you get the switch you want, think you're going to walk in and shoot a set shot against a bigger guy. You're going to get a shot block. Santi's finding out he's going to have to get his shot off quicker. All those type things. But Santi gets defended like crazy. And for him to keep fighting through it, I thought he got frustrated tonight. We can't have that from our older guys. That's the mental toughest part I'm talking about, where we, again, you got to have a little bit of swagger. You got to have a little bit of confidence. You got to have a little bit of a poker player in you. When things aren't going well for yourself, how do you stay engaged? How you do it? You get into it with your teammates. Say, you know what? I'm going to find another way to do it. If I'm not making shots, I'm going to rebound better. I'm going to defend better. I'm going to get on the floor for 50-50 balls. And I didn't like the fact, I thought they came up with more of those than we did. And you asked me about free throw shooting. I think, again, when you're a good shooter, I think it's mental toughness. I really do. I think you go up there, and if you're tough, if you've done your work, which these guys have, it's a matter of going up there and saying, I'm going to knock these down. Are we going to make them all? No. But guys that need to make them at the right time need to make them for us.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Thank you, guys.